Hey you, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. As always, it's Saba. It's present day Sab here. This is the last time y'all are gonna see present day Sab for a little minute. Either way, I'm here now. Present day Sab here. This is being filmed today. It's going up today. So what's up? How y'all doing? I'm gonna be telling y'all how to get hired at Kohls and why I quit. I saw that Kohls was hiring on Indeed. They're going to take you to the Kohls website when you click apply. So you apply on the Kohls website. Kohls is really easy to get hired at. You don't even have to have any experience for the most part. Then they should set you up for a phone interview shortly after that. They're going to give you a few times for you to choose a phone interview. I did everything right away. I think it was the next day. That's the slot that I picked. The woman called me. She was not on time, but it was fine. I'm probably scheduled it for 9 o'clock in the morning. She probably called me at like 9:15. It's whatever. You basically are going to be asked, why do you want to work at Kohls? What's your availability? I believe they go over how much the starting wage is, I guess depending upon your experience, because for me, since I had experience with higher paying jobs, she told me what the starting wage was and asked me if I was okay with that. She did ask me questions about like myself, but she didn't go too much into the job description on the phone. We got off the phone. I scheduled my in-person interview, I think for the next day. It was kind of chaotic in there. The Kohls that I worked at, they are in between store managers, so they're not doing everything the way they're supposed to be doing it. But again, we'll get into that later as to why I quit. I go in there, I go to customer service, I tell them I'm there for the interview. That's what you would do as well. They're gonna walkie the managers and hopefully they come over in a timely manner. In my experience, I waited a good 5 minutes before she came over and brought me in for the interview. This all happened late August because my first day was September 1st. We will apply. You do the phone interview, you go in for the regular interview. If all goes well, then they're going to send you some information for a background check. If you pass that, then you can schedule your orientation day. When I talked to her at the interview, she told me what the job entailed. She asked me like situational questions. What would you do with an upset customer? She told me it was for like a lead position. So she asked me like if I've ever led people, if I've ever had leadership experience, and I do. So, I answered those questions. Pretty straightforward. The actual interview is just to gauge your personality. They mostly hire anybody. If you can pass the background check, you're going to get hired, especially during this time because they need people. Everything was rolling smoothly. I set up my first day for September 1st. So when I went in for orientation, it was another girl there. She was more of a part-time employee. I'm coming in open availability. I'm full-time. Full-time for Kohls is anything. Minimum is 32 hours for full-time, but they do have really good benefits. Like if you get into a good Kohls, as far as like management is concerned, you should stay there because their benefits are top tier. You get the 15% off discount, paid holidays if you are full-time. They pay every single week. So when I started, I got paid for Labor Day and I didn't even work Labor Day. So I got holiday pay and I'm like, wow, like this is amazing. She told me it started at $13.50. I started at $14. So not bad, for Kohls, because I've seen that people said that they start off at like $10. Orientation was not that bad. The girl who was, orientating us, she seemed pretty okay at that point of my journey at Kohls. She was cool. We watched videos for the most part. The first day she gave us a tour of the store. After the first day, you probably have a little bit more videos to go on your second day if you don't finish all the videos in the first day. But after that, you're pretty much on the floor and they don't have designated trainers, but the people who have been there and even sometimes the people who have just came in, because I trained a couple people, they, basically show you how to do things. So in the beginning, honestly, Kohls was like the best job that I have started at in a while. I don't even know if I had a job that started off so well. Of course, my other job started off well because I worked there for however long, unless I left after one day, but we're not going to talk about that. And mind you, I didn't just do that at McDonald's. I've done that at a couple other places because I'm not one to just sit around and be mistreated. Like, you either going to hate me and mistreat me or treat me well, and I'll just take whatever y'all giving. It's either or. Like, that's what Kohl's was. Like, I didn't think that the $14 was good money per se. It was okay money, whatever. It's, you know, it was more than I thought it was going to be. But they were also really nice. There was one person there that I felt like we might, because of how she was talking to another associate, like, I didn't really like it. I think it was literally like her third day, because I had talked to her at some point after that, like a couple days after that. She told me she basically had just started, whatever. But that was her situation. That wasn't mine, so it wasn't my cross to bear. The girl told me they had snacks, so I was getting my Pringles. They had massage chairs in the break room. Oh my gosh, I love the massage chairs. They had vending machines in the break room, but that was one of my gripes. Like, the vending machines did not work. Like, hello? Kohl's was genuinely one of the best starting off jobs that I've ever had. You could wear ripped jeans, they don't care. The only job I can compare it to, like, as far as uniform, was the first Dunkin' that I ever worked at. Like, she didn't really care about what you was wearing, so. And Dollar Tree, but we'll talk about Dollar Tree another day. And maybe we'll talk about Dunkin' another day, but, you know, we're at Kohl's right now. I'm going to tell you guys why I ended up quitting. I started Kohl's on September 1st. They were always asking if I wanted to work more because they were saying I was doing such a good job. I was in the shoe department. They didn't have anybody in the shoe department. So when I was there and I was like organizing things and doing the things that they asked me to do, they were acting like it was so amazing and wonderful. You know me, like, stroke my ego, honey. You don't have to pay me. Just tell me how good I am and I'll stay. Just be nice to me and I'll stay. So at one point, honestly, I literally worked, I think, 9 or 10 days in a row. I was supposed to be off on the weekend, but she asked me to come in on the weekend, and me, you know, I'm nice for the most part, so I said yeah, because it's whatever. Like, the job was not hard. They had snacks in the office. I would go get me a snack because, number one, the vending machines don't work. I'm here every single day. I'm hungry. I want me some Pringles. So yes, I did go in there and get me some Pringles and whatnot. The girl who orientated me, she is like an office, I want to call her like an office administrator, right? They don't have that at Kohl's, but that's pretty much what she was. She wasn't technically a manager, but she worked there for a very long time, so whatever. She started like saying little stuff like, oh, like Saba and the other girl are just gonna like eat all our snacks and da-da-da-da. And I used to just tell her, like, girl, like, if they're here, I'm gonna eat them. If y'all don't want us to be in here eating these snacks, tell us. We were both grown women. If you don't want us eating this stuff, just say it. Then at one point, I came into work. The girl, she either came into the break room or she was already in the break room, the orientation lady. And she was like, did you go and like get the, basically she asked me like, did I get snacks the day before or something like that? Did I leave the drawers open or something like that? And it's early in the morning. I'm a morning person. Like, I could wake up, but I don't want to talk in the morning. I'm not like, hey, y'all. I'm not like that in the morning. It's basically 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not there. So I'm like, what? Did you go and get the snacks? Like, did you leave the drawer open? I said, no. Oh, I didn't think it was you, but somebody left the drawers open and blah, 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 and blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, lock them up then. Because, like, at this point, I'm like, girl, I'm not about to keep talking about these snacks. Just lock them up. Like, if you talking about people who's going in there, going in the drawers and leaving the drawers open, just lock the drawers. Like, I'm so sick of talking about these snacks. Like, girl. So she was like, oh, I already did. And I'm like, whatever. We were supposed to do inventory when I was there. They were supposed to do inventory in like January or June or whatever. I can't remember which J month, but one of those J months, they were supposed to have been done inventory, but they didn't. So they were doing it early October. Everything was just so unorganized. They sent the inventory people away. Inventory did not get done. We was prepping for inventory for literally a week. They were talking about inventory for probably 2 weeks. The district manager even came and he was supposed to be, I guess, making sure everything was everything. And even the district manager like complimented me like, oh, Saba, like, I can tell you're a superstar because every time I ask if something's being done, they're saying you're doing it. And I asked, was it more than one Saba? And they're like, no. And I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you. Because I'm new. And it was very nice to hear all the positive comments about what I had going on because I like to get things done. I like to follow protocol so that there's no question about what needs to be done because it's laid out for you. So the district manager was there. He complimented me. We were supposed to be preparing for inventory. Inventory came. They sent the inventory people away. Like, it was a crap show. It was horrible. So then we gearing up for the holiday season, and they're telling me that they want me to be like, it's called Omni, like the delivery stuff, like when you order something from Kohls and you go pick it up, or if you order something from Kohls and they ship it to you. It's called Omni. I don't know what it means. They're telling me I'm going to get an 8% raise. And then, you know, during the holidays, during this time, November and December as well, they have some days where they pay an extra, I want to say like $4. And then if you work overnight, it's an extra $1.50 on top of that. It was going to gear up to be a pretty good holiday season. Supposedly you have like 2 hours to find each order. And they were trying to act like I was trying to like take that whole 2 hours. But I told her, like, I'm not thinking about the time limit when I'm getting these orders. My only focus is finding the product. And if it's not where the scanner says it is, I'm going to have to look somewhere else. Because they didn't finish inventory, nothing in here is basically where it says it's supposed to be. If you have a whole stand of toddler pants and I'm looking for the one with butterflies on it, size 4T, and you have every other size except 4T, or you have every other color except the one with butterflies, what do you want me to do? Besides look for it. Like, in shoes, I was excelling. In Omni, I feel like they didn't feel like I was doing what they wanted, but it genuinely was impossible to do what they wanted because nothing was where it was supposed to be. Myself and some other coworkers were talking about it one time in the break room, and a man who was there for probably like 8 or so years, he told me that they asked him to be an Omni leader, and he basically said no because he knew how hard Omni was. He knew they would, you know, be on you about the times or whatever, but he also knew that nothing is where it's supposed to be, so it's not going to be as seamless as they would expect it to be. So he basically said no because the pay wasn't going to be it wasn't going to match up with their expectations. And I'm thinking in my head, like, wow, like, I wish he would have told me this before I told them that I would do it, because if I'm not the only one who feels like this, then it's like, what's going to be done about it? You know, if you can't find it, it's nothing I can do. I can't like magically make it appear. So I wasn't stressing it for real. Something happened in my personal life with my mother-in-law. She's fine now, so everything's okay. But it was a very, you know, it was a scare with my mother-in-law. So one day I left early because I needed to get home, you know, to my husband. His mother is in the hospital. And I believe the next day at Kohls, if you're there before the store opens 10 o'clock, they have to come open the door for you. So you go there, you ring the doorbell, somebody is supposed to come and open the door. I have been there on truck days at 6 o'clock in the morning. Somebody might come at 6:30 or somebody might come at 7. And they're calling everybody to go open the door, go open the door, go open the door. It might take them 5 or 10 minutes to go open the door. Like, what's up? Somebody just come open the door. So when I went the day after my mother-in-law went into the hospital, I'm really not even in the mood to be at work anyway, but I have a shift, so I'm going. I ring the doorbell, nobody comes. I ring the doorbell again, nobody comes. Somebody calls for customer service, and most of the time, if somebody's calling for customer service before the store opens, they're calling out. So I hear the customer service thing come up or whatever, so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, now they're on the phone, like, they really not gonna open the door. So I left. I live not too far away. Like, I'm not about to just sit here all day and wait for y'all to open this door, because I be here in the mornings and y'all don't be wanting to open the door. So I'm not in the mood. I'm leaving. I'm driving home. They call me like, oh, hey, Saba, you know you're scheduled at 9 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was there. I rang the doorbell. Nobody answered. So I left. Oh, well, can you come back? Because we really need you or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'll be there. So I go home. I eat some breakfast. My husband made me something to eat. Talk to my daughter a little bit, and I go back. So they write on the board in the office, like, who's late, who leaves early, who no call, no show, whatever. They leave it up there for a couple days. So I had the one before that. This is how it happened. The one day I left early. The next day I didn't go in because of whatever with my husband. So it said, let's say it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday it said Saba left early. Tuesday it said Saba no call, no show. Wednesday, it said Saba late. So I'm thinking in my head, wow, like, they're really grimy. Like, and it's fine. Like, you can write my name on this board however much you want. But all the times, like in the past when I stayed late, one time I stayed literally like 3 hours after I was supposed to be there to finish all the stuff in shoes. Like, anytime y'all asked me to come in here on my day off, I came in. Anytime y'all asked me to stay late, I did. Anytime y'all asked me to come in early, I did. And now something is happening in my personal life, and y'all so quick to write it on the board. But it's fine. Like, they didn't say anything to me about it, so whatever. Not too far after that, the acting store manager told me to, come talk to her in the office. She asked me how Omni's doing, how I feel about it. I'm telling her it is what it is. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it is what it is. If I can't find the item, I can't find it. If I find it, I find it. And that's when she brought up, some people get into the habit of feeling like it's 2 hours. They take that whole time. And I told her, like I told y'all, I don't take the whole 2 hours because I know it's 2 hours. I don't even think I ever took 2 hours to finish a thing, but whatever. I'm trying to find the item. That's all there is to it. It's nothing in my head telling me I got a time clock, nothing. I'm looking at the scanner, seeing what the person ordered. I'm trying to find it. That's it. Then she says, okay, well, we have to talk about your attendance, Saba. She hands me a formal, written, whatever, telling me that I'm within my 90 days. So, my attendance is a problem. I read the form. It's the whole policy of Kohls' attendance, right? And it says on there, if the associate is within their 90 days, on the third infraction, the third time you're late, they are supposed to give you this paper, right? I told y'all I started September 1st. The first date that they had me late on there was September 2nd. So I says to her, you're telling me I was late the second day that I worked here and you guys didn't say anything about it? Oh, well, we really like you, so we were just trying to, let things go. But y'all didn't know y'all liked me the second day that I worked here. So y'all are not doing things as they should be done, because it was literally, I'm not even joking, it literally was 14 dates on there that I was supposedly late. And of course it included my leave early, my no call, no show, and my lateness that literally just happened, right? So altogether, it was 14 infractions. I'm in my 90 days. She's giving me this paper way after she's supposed to. And I'm like, so what is late to y'all? Anything after 5 minutes is considered late. And I'm like, well, why wasn't that told to me on orientation day? Because and then she asked me she was like, oh, really? It wasn't told to you on orientation? I said, no. And you should know that it wasn't told to me on orientation, because if it was, I would not have been late the next day, right? Hello? You should tell people when they first start what the policies are so that they can know, okay, I'm in my probationary period. After I get out of this 90 days, then, it's up, like whatever. But in this 90 days, I should try to be on my best behavior because blah, blah, blah. I was never told about a probationary period. And also the late policy. Like when I worked at Marshall's told me during orientation, like a minute late is late. Marshall's told me what late was to them. Kohls never told me that 5 minutes is late. And like I said, if y'all take 5 minutes to open the door, now I'm late. There's no real protocol on opening this door. There's nobody standing here waiting for people to come. Y'all know y'all have associates coming here before 10 o'clock. Y'all don't have nobody standing right here. I guess because y'all don't have the manpower to open the door when it's supposed to be open. As soon as somebody walks through, y'all should just be opening the door. Like that, it just is what it is. I can understand policies. I fully get procedures. I do things by the book. That is the way I like to go, especially when I worked at Chick-fil-A. I love following the policy because it makes everything so much easier. But if the company is not following what structures they have put in place, how do you expect the employees to? And then you want to give me a written warning. And then she goes on to say, first she said, if I do it one more time, and then she backtracked and said, okay, well, maybe 2 more times, then it could be cause for termination. And we really don't want that because we really like you and blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, perfect. So I didn't go the next day. They called me. That's time number 1, right? And mind you, the day that she gave me this meeting or whatever, I basically said to myself, I'm done. Because I'm done. I gave y'all a lot. I respect it. Genuinely, I do. But this is trash. Like, y'all took the snacks away. I didn't even tell y'all the massage chairs, they moved them like from the tables or whatever. So they moved them into a different part of the workroom. So it was just inconvenient to sit in them. Number 3, y'all have me doing a task that is basically impossible. Everybody in this store knows that Omni is like, especially during the holidays, is one of the worst positions to be in. But now y'all telling me that I literally when I seen that September 2nd was the first day on there, I'm like, okay, this is a poop show. Like, and then you're telling me you really don't want me to quit, you really like me, and I know they did because the acting store manager was saying it. The one below her was saying it. Like I said, the district manager came in, noticed me, he was saying it. So it's like, I know I'm a good employee, but I would not have minded them telling me that I was late if they did not give me that written warning. You can't tell me the system told y'all to do this, because if the system told y'all to give me this warning, y'all would have done it the 3rd time. If a thing flagged in the system saying she's late, you need to give her this paper or whatever, they would have done it the 3rd time I was late, but they didn't. Y'all waited until after something happened in my personal life. So now y'all accumulating all the dates and y'all putting them on this paper and presenting it to me. A woman who genuinely don't have a temperament for this. I'm in here being as nice as I possibly can. I'm not really that nice all the time. So it's like, I don't have the you can't out of one hand tell me like, we about to fire you, but on the other hand say, but we really don't want to lose you. Just fire me. Like, I don't care. I don't even want to be here at this point. The money is not adding up to what it's supposed to be. The perks is dwindling down. Y'all took the snacks away. The massage chairs ain't up to par. I worked overtime countless times. They told me at one point, like, I had the most hours out of like a lot of employees, and my money still was on average like $12.90. Like, the money is not moneying. So it's like, as easy as this job is, y'all not about to get on my nerves because y'all not paying me. So y'all either gonna have to pay me and get on my nerves, or don't get on my nerves. Like, leave me alone and I'll just chill. Like, I don't need it. So she told me how much she don't want to lose me. She loves me working there, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I wrote in a little paper. None of this was ever told to me. Y'all telling me I was late the 2nd day. They should have said that then, blah, 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 blah. And that was that. I finished out my day. I was very nice to everybody. I trained the girl. I told her everything I know. And I told them on the walkie, I told the new girl everything I know. I hope she does well. I am finished my tasks for the day and I am leaving. I didn't say I'm not coming back, but everybody's like, okay, Saba, have a great night, blah, blah, blah. Me knowing the whole time I'm not coming back. Like, I'm good. She told me 1 or 2 more times, right? I didn't go the next day, called me. Saba, blah, blah, blah. Didn't go the next day. That's number 2. Saba, please let us know what's going on. You really blah, blah, blah. That's number 2, right? Number 3, they still calling me. I thought if I was done 1 or 2 times, y'all done, right? Why y'all calling me this 3rd day? Like, leave me alone. I'm not coming back. If you're not coming back, please just call us. I'm not calling you to let you know. I'm not coming back. Write it on the board. No call, no show. I'm good. Like, you can't choose to follow policies one point and then choose not to. You either following the policies or you're not. Some of my managers have been real policy, like real, and it's no ifs, ands, or buts about what's going on. It don't matter who doing something. Like, no matter who he liked, who he didn't like, whatever. If you're not following the policies, you're getting a write-up, and that's just what it is. Even myself, I got written up from him before, but it is what it is. The policy is the policy, the policy is the policy. Like, it's whatever. I know it's fair game for everybody, but I don't like that in-between stuff. I don't like, oh, 1 second we buy a book and the next second it's like, oh, it's a free-for-all. I don't like, you have to pick one. Like, that's my story of Kohls. I'm at the point in my life where some people who are the same age as me have been working at their job for 10 years. And Lord bless them. Like, Lord willing, they have been treated well those whole 10 years. You're either going to pay me, like I said, and mistreat me, or you're not. So that's what I liked about Amazon. Like, they was paying me. So it's whatever. Like, I'll, pay me. You either pay me. Like I told y'all going to see me back at Amazon in December. But as of right now, that's what's up with Kohls. And that's where we're at with it. I hope y'all enjoyed. That's going to be it in today's video. Don't forget to do your good deed the other day and like this video. And if you're so inclined, you can also subscribe for extra blessings, extra kudos, extra cool points. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.